Hello and welcome to this episode of Have You Seen? Today we are talking about the new Darren Aronofsky movie, The Whale. A really depressing movie.
Bleak
Bleak.
was the word that immediately came into my head after we'd exited the theatre.
I just felt... Ugh. The film itself is nothing. It's a stage play. They've turned it into a movie just because they can these days. They can just turn anything into films. There is some goodness in it. That would be Brendan Fraser's portrayal of Charlie. He is very, very good, and it's his basically his comeback from being away for a long time. He was in little bits, here and there, but nothing major starring him. Not since your favourite movie, George of the Jungle.
Oh, yeah.
Well, he might have been in something else. But obviously Brendan Fraser has been in many, many films. So The Mummy, George of the Jungle, Airheads, the classic with Adam Sandler. He was big in his time. And then he went away and now he's back.
As a different sort of actor, he was big. Yeah. I mean, this is like acting.
Yes.
This is if you're training to be an actor and someone's like, you need to give the performance. This is his performance of his life, I think.
Yeah, definitely. That's why he is nominated for an Oscar. Some other critics out there don't think he should be, and think that Colin Farrell should win. I'm there. When I came out, I thought Brendan Fraser was 100% sure he's going to win it. And then thinking about it over the few hours since we saw it, I don't know. I think Colin Farrell might be a bit better. I'm not sure. It's a completely different character. That's the whole point. But it's hard.
I think in this film, Brendan Fraser has the advantage of the story to have those shining moments as an actor.
I need to know that I have done one thing right with my life.
That may be because of the way the film is written.
So, the film itself is basically a morbidly obese man who has recently lost his partner, and he eats and eats and eats, becomes this morbidly obese man, and he knows that he's coming to the end of his life and wants to reconnect with his daughter, played by...
Sadie Sink.
I said Sissy
Spacek.
Okay. I don't know, Sissy Spacek. The girl from Stranger Things, Max in Stranger Things, she was very good.
She's brilliant. She never misses a beat.
I thought she should have been nominated, not the other lady, I can't remember her name, but she's nominated, who plays his nurse. This is for an Oscar, by the way. So yeah, he's a morbid obese man and he wants to reconnect with his daughter. That's basically the story. It's all filmed in one room. And I did look at my watch once or twice, mainly because football scores, and also it felt like it dragged a tiny bit, but it isn't a long film. It's not a tight 90 like we all enjoy, but it was I think they could have cut away from some stuff.
It felt claustrophobic at times. You were a bit like, I would like this to end, and how is this going to end? But I suppose that's a good indication of the monotony that it would become if you were stuck in your house.
Yeah. So what was your favourite scene in the film?
Suddenly need to see her so bad. Why now?
Yes.
My favourite scene was probably the ending.
Because it ended.
I felt like that's what they needed to say to each other. I feel like all the characters in this film made choices that meant they were awful to each other. And a lot of the pain and the suffering and the bleakness could have been avoided if they'd had honest conversations with one another.
Basically, if you have an issue,
or if they'd gone to
talk to someone. Yeah, basically, if you've got an issue, talk to someone. Yeah. I stubbed my toe the other day and decided to phone you and go, I've stubbed my toe.
What was your favourite scene?
My favourite scene, it's an odd one, I think. I really enjoyed the interaction between him and the delivery driver. So you never see, well, you only see him like briefly for a second, but it's behind the door. He asks if he's okay. He's never seen him or anything. And he just, I just like that bit. It's like, it's mainly because there was a story once from a Domino's in this country where a guy would order every single day and he didn't order. So Domino's, one of the drivers, went round to his house to like check on him, and he'd gone into, I think, some type of episode with diabetes, because obviously this man as well was a larger man, and by them going over and asking and checking on him saved this man's life. Yeah. And it kind of reminded me of that.
Yeah.
But I don't know if this character, the delivery driver, would have actually done anything, because when he actually sees him for a second, he runs away in panic, because obviously the makeup of Brendan Fraser is insane. He's absolutely... It's huge.
When he first stands up and like you see how like big he actually is, I think that's quite a powerful moment as well.
Yeah, because all like the trailers have him sitting down, it's close up of his head and stuff. You don't really notice how big he actually is, and then he stands and you are quite shocked by it.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. The themes of the film are quite interesting. Obviously, he's gay. Mm-hmm. And there's a whole thing about Christian people and gay people. And then there's a whole thing about the way people react to him now that he's put on all this weight.
To know that she's gonna have a decent life where she cares about people and that she's gonna be okay.
I think that could have gone deeper.
Yeah,
definitely.
I think if it went deeper, it would have made it a lot longer.
A long film, yeah.
Which would have been like proper dragging. I mean, it's a film that's not nominated for Best Picture, and I can see why, because you know, it isn't like Banshees. The film itself is bleak and depressing, but his acting is very good, and it's a big thing of him coming back.
I'm sorry.
You say you're sorry one more time, I will shove a knife right into you, I swear to God.
Go ahead, what's it gonna do? My internal organs are 2 feet in at least.
So we have a new rating system, basically 1 to 5, whereas a 1, which is the worst, would be a total waste of time, because time is precious. A 2 is total waste of money, because money is, you know, less important than time. 3, would watch on TV, you know. Oh, it's there, it's on the streaming thing. 4, would buy on Blu-ray. And if it's the best thing, you'd buy it on 4K. So a 5 would be buy on 4K. So this one for me would be a 3, but it would be a recommended. You need to see this at least once in your life, basically.
Yeah, I would say the same thing. I would say a 3. I don't think I want to watch it again, just because it's bleak, and I would rather watch something with a bit more hope. But that's just me personally. I would recommend that you watch it for some of the performances alone. But yeah, I might not rush to buy it. Also because it's different than with Banshees, because part of wanting to buy that on 4K would be the setting and the cinematography, whereas there isn't really any in this, by virtue of it being
a stage play
in one room. Yeah,
it's a stage play. The writer of the play wrote the screenplay, and it's, you can look at stuff on like YouTube of the actual play, and it's near enough exactly the same. There's no difference to it.
What an amazing person she is.
So that has been our review of The Whale. Let us know in the comment section what you thought of it, and if you've seen it, and if you like our new rating system. I mean, it is a bit odd, but you know, physical media must never die. That's the way I see it.
Yeah.
Anyhow, till next time, see you later.
Goodbye forever.
Bit mean.